All right, looks like we have another eel deck. Tobias is playing eel. All right, Tobias is going to go first. He's got a pretty interesting opening hand. It's probably not going to want to use Chorus. That will not get him very many cards. All right, and the round begins. Looks like we have a big basic stack versus Quasi Eels. Starts off strong with those 2 energy in the discard. That's really good for any eel deck as far as getting going as quickly as possible. Now Isaiah started with Landorus, so that's the bane of the eel deck. Landorus one-shots Dynamos and puts other ones in one-shot range, and you really pretty much get 3 prizes every 2 attacks because of Landorus. Okay, we got an N. Tobias is certainly looking for some Dynamos to get on the field, and certainly doesn't want any catchers or energy cards from Isaiah, but that's exactly what he's looking for. There's 1 Dynamo, 2 Dynamos with the level ball, and an eel. You know, this is a pretty good start. There's not that much more that one could ask for. Maybe another Dynamo or something. And the hope here is just that he doesn't get a knockout on a Dynamo and almost knock out another one with Landorus. Okay, see Tobias just passes. No need to Celestial Roar here. Isaiah plays Skyla. Gets an energy search, which he uses to get a fighting energy. He's going to attach, and he's got a catcher. He's going to knock out one of those Dynamos. That's exactly what Isaiah needs to do, and exactly what Tobias needs to not happen. He's going to do 30 to the other Dynamo. And, well, Tobias is going to definitely have to draw some good cards here. And hopefully Isaiah won't be drawing good cards. That's what Tobias needs. And Tobias, all he needs is more catchers. I mean, the game is definitely going to go in his favor if he just keeps drawing catchers. That's for sure. That Landorus is deadly. All right, we got another level ball here. Tobias gets his first eel out. That's good. See, does he want to get another Dynamo? No, he'll get an Emolga. It's a fine play. You gotta imagine if you use Emolga's attack, you can get so many Dynamos on the field that you just can't get rid of all of them. Some of them are gonna make it to an eel. Games like this, I like to think is a lot like the movie 300. Where Landorus is a Spartan, and the and the Dynamos are the Persian army. You just gotta keep throwing Dynamos at those Spartans. Eventually, they'll break through. Yep, we're going to see a Mulga attack here. Call for family, get a couple more Dynamos on the field. Get some more men for the Dynamo army. Okay, all Isaiah needs to do is keep using catchers here. Yep, he's going to get rid of that eel. It's going to damage another eel, another Spartan on the field. Unfortunately, you can't play 15 Dynamos at once. Otherwise, I'm sure people would be playing a lot of Dynamos, but that Landorus is really just going to go to work on everything. It's going to take another prize, set up another Dynamo for a knockout. It's going to be hard for the Persian Army to win this battle. Okay, we're going to see another attachment onto Rayquaza, and Tobias can make some play with this game here. If he gets an eel in play and knocks out another Landorus, and Isaiah isn't able to knock out another eel with his next Landorus, if Isaiah doesn't get that catcher next turn too, you got to think Tobias would be in pretty good shape here, especially if he gets an eel out. He only has a Colressor, so that's going to draw him 5 cards. Juniper could be good too. Could guarantee him a better chance of getting an eel. He is going to catcher up a Bouffalant. That's very interesting. I guess he wants to get that knockout just in case he doesn't get another eel out. And it's going to make Tobias go down to 5 prizes after he knocks it out. And he's playing for a long game here. If Isaiah ever benches another non-EX Pokemon, this will certainly be worth it. Okay, he gets 5 here. He doesn't get... excuse me. Doesn't get an eel. Doesn't get another Persian for his army. But one of the big Persians is coming up. He's going to take out one of the little Spartans. So there goes Bouffalant. Tobias takes the first prize. And Tobias' next step is obviously just getting more eels out. Isaiah has these 2 Landers. They're ready to go. He's got 2 energy on the field. Sure, he lost a Bouffalant. He's still in good shape, though. A catcher here from the Skyla, and that's going to be really devastating to Tobias' chances. If he catchers up the Dynamo without damage, he could knock out both Dynamos this turn. Tobias will have no energy acceleration whatsoever, and it's really Landorus' game to lose now. And there's the catcher on the Dynamo. It's going to do Hammerhead. Boom! Double knockout. Isaiah goes down to 2, and now he just has to knock out 2 more Pokemon or 1 Rayquaza, and this game will be his. Okay, you got to think here. Tobias needs to get more Dynamos back in his deck, man. You can only play 4, and they're pretty much all on the discard right now. He needs a Super Rod to get those Dynamos back in. Maybe even two Super Rods if he has them. That would be fantastic. An N would be good. He needs to really absorb some damage this turn. That would be really good. You know, he takes some damage with Rayquaza, something that's not going to matter in the long run. Make Isaiah earn both of those last 2 prizes. He's already used 3 catchers, so unless Isaiah is only going to have 1 catcher remaining. And he really needs to save it for something he's going to really knock out. You know, he could split some damage, put some damage on a Rayquaza, and then catcher it and try to do a land judgment. Otherwise, he really needs to save those catchers. If Tobias plays Max Potion 2, that would also be very good. There's hardly anything Isaiah can do to set up knockouts without catcher. You know, with just Landorus's. Especially if Max Potion is being utilized. We also see a Mewtwo and a Keldeo in this deck. You know, Tobias came prepared. He checks his deck once again. No Dynamos left. They've all been knocked out. That Spartan came prepared. Tobias is stuck with that eel in his hand. He's not doing anything. He is going to call for family to get that Keldeo, and there's no more basics in there. That's all he's going to do. Isaiah in a pretty okay position here. He's certainly not going to do very much damage to that Emolga with his resistance. But whatever 30 damage he decides to do to a benched Pokemon will be absolutely critical here. Okay, we're going to see an Ultra Ball. And let's see what basic he gets. Being very careful with his choice here. He is in a very good position. Gets a Tornadus. You know, he's pretty much seeing everything with Tobias' deck. No Zekrom, no no other kind of shenanigans. Just not gonna get hit by lightning very hard. Get another attacker out, maybe just thin the deck. Just gonna attach that DCE to Landorus. Hypnotoxic Laser. That's a Tails. He's gonna Juniper. Just thin in his deck with that Tornadus. Draws a 7 and isn't going to do much here, I don't think. Okay, he's going to use Hammerhead. It's going to be 20 total after Poison to that Emolga. And 30 to something on Tobias' bench. I think he chose Rayquaza. Yes, he did. Now Mewtwo's getting powered up. He's ready to go. And an N. It's going to put Isaiah only down to only 2 cards. It's certainly going to be more difficult for him to get that third energy to land Judgment with that Landers. Okay, so Tobias is definitely going to need some good cards here. Unfortunately, even if he super rods, he's not going to be able to play all those eels down. Maybe a slight miscalculation on his part, but at this point, you really don't want to play those Dynamos down. That Landers EX has been scary. You know, it's been knocking out everything, and he's only down to one catcher, and something with 40 HP with damage on it. At this point, you might only need one eel out. And certainly Tobias believes that that's all he's going to need the rest of the game. That Mewtwo gets big enough, it's definitely going to be hard to stop. Alright, we're going to capture that second Landorus. Just going to retreat that Emolga. Maybe go up with Mewtwo. Smack that Landorus for 100. Alright, and that's exactly what Mewtwo is going to do. X-Ball for 100. Now, Isaiah has some different options here. There's a lot of things you can draw to just knock out that Mewtwo, but he was ended 2 last turn. There's 3 cards in his hand, and this is the power of Mewtwo N, making all kinds of comebacks. Really, the only deck that is almost invulnerable to N is a fully powered up Kling Klang deck, you know, because you can't take any damage, as well as Mewtwo and N, and fully powered Eel deck as well. Those are the big things that just don't have that much of a problem with N, but Big Basics is not one of them. Tobias got that Mewtwo out. Isaiah doesn't have a counter Mewtwo on his bench, but the Mewtwo did just take a whopping 150 damage. Now all Isaiah has to do is Hammerhead to knock out that Mewtwo. Tobias really needs a max potion or something like that here. He's going to Colress for 6. Alright, so what can Tobias do at this point? He really has a problem with that Landorus. Didn't see a max potion in his hand. If he knocks out the active Landorus, the benched one just comes up and knocks him out. And, well, that's exactly what's going to happen. Hammerhead Looks like Isaiah's going to win this one. Wow, and we've seen another eel deck go down.